Alrighty. Good morning, boys and girls. Hope you're well. How are we all doing? Oh, right. I have concentration to burn. I have lost my UI. We have more. Oh my god, it's Dark Moon Fair again. It's Dark Moon season. Is it really Dark Moon season again? How does that happen so goddamn fast? Dark Moon Fair's up again. Sheesh. Now, oh, the questions. Can I be bothered to go to the Dark Moon Fair on all of my tunes? Ooh, I don't know. I think I'm pretty stacked on concentration though. Oh, okay, we aren't actually capped, but if I don't do it now, I will be capped very soon on a bunch of... Oh, it's not that tragically important, is it? We can maybe wait till tomorrow. What are we capped on? Leatherworking, tailoring, engineering, jewelcrafting on one random character. That's an alt profession. Okay, none of those is like super important. So if we end up wasting enchanting concentration, that's when we really start losing cash monies. But that can maybe wait till tomorrow. Alternatively then, I need to burn some artisan security. I need to get some tools made. I might throw some orders out into the guild and see what people can do in the guild. It's a quick and easy way of getting my tools sorted. Question is am I going to bother going for like Q5 stuff straight away, or do I just like get it made? 655. That's good for 2 pieces of gear, isn't it? Do I have anything on my jewel crafter? There's also part of me that's starting to think about when resourcefulness gets a boost. I'm thinking that on a bunch of my tunes, it might... Not Jewelcrafting is not the best example of this, but I'm thinking that especially for when we do patron orders, even Jewelcrafting, if you're doing patron orders, you want a resourcefulness tool, I think. Multicraft's getting a bit of a nerf. Yeah, Multicraft's getting squished a little bit in its effectiveness. It's not going to return as many freebies to you. And resourcefulness is getting the buff, which will make resourcefulness, in theory, return a greater percentage of materials back to you when it procs. Now, considering patron orders are the way you catch up on all of these professions, harvesting as many resources on those is also kind of valuable. I'm kind of wondering if it's worth getting secondary tools even before I upgrade to big boy tools. My multi-craft tool hasn't even got an enchant on it, by the way. That's how slacking I've been. But I'm wondering about getting a second tool for all of my professions, just to... What's the... It's a calculation of cost, really. If we go jewel crafting tools, bismuth clamps, big boy bismuth clamps. Give me a resourcefulness one. Resourcefulness one. Yoink. Enchant tool. If we want big boy resourcefulness tools are 3,000 gold a piece, which is 120 resourcefulness. How many resourcefulness procs do you think we would need to justify spending 3,000 gold on each enchant? Now, that's not to say I probably can't craft these somewhere, somehow. I'm just going to assume I need a bunch of these. Why have a lot of gold and then not use it, right? Why have a lot of gold and then not use it? 10 characters, 20 professions. I'll just do that for now.
My thanks.
Do that for now. Not that I what's going on here? Not that I suspect anything's going to really change in terms of prices with the new patch, but there'll be some subtle movement. Okay, well, I clearly made myself some books. Alright, let's put one of you on there. Has the world burned down due to the changes to the professions accessories? I've not dared go on Reddit yet. I don't think so. Nor do I really think there is going to be much of a meltdown, if I'm honest. Things will change, but they probably won't change too much outside of what you'd kind of normally expect to change with a patch anyway. I don't think it's shaking things up that aggressively. Realistically, I think all that will happen is that Craft Sim will change its numbers, people will change the numbers in their spreadsheets, and people will go about their day as normal. I'm not really convinced much will change. Won't prices go up a little bit due to less multi-crafting? Yeah, in theory, but there's already goblins that are like, well, I'm going to craft I'm going to craft the next month of shit ahead of time now before the change happens anyway. So there'll be an influx of supply. So I think it could end up basically being +1, -1. There's not enough people that care that deeply about crafting for it to change things heavily. Is my take on it, but I could obviously be wrong. In a way, it's going to make crafting easier to understand, though. That's kind of the the key for me. Is it'll just make it easier to understand for everybody. Right, what we've got going on in leatherworking. We've got resourcefulness tool in leatherworking anyway. So I need a multi-craft tool. Do I need a multi-craft tool? I probably do need a multi-craft tool for leatherworking. Let's think about this.
I have an extended supply of goods for outlanders.
Leatherworking tools. Skinning knife. Multi-craft.
My directive has been fulfilled.
Since resourcefulness gets quote-unquote better, it'll be a net positive for me. It'll help for people doing orders. I think that's one of the one of the sizable plus points to this. Is it will help for those tip what you like kind of orders, you know? Those players who basically don't expect any tips from doing work orders, but kind of rely on resourcefulness procs to make any money from it, will end up in a situation where they can hopefully proc resourcefulness a little bit more. 30 mil profits in the war within so far. Keep going strong. Hell yeah, buddy. Also wanted to say, do a little bit of an eye flex. Hey, that's good effort, man. That's far surpassed what I've done. That's far surpassed what I've achieved. I don't know what my TSM graph looks like right now. It's kind of flatlined, if I'm honest. But this is because I've in the last couple of weeks I've mostly not really done much other than tinker with there's a plus and a minus happening here. One, I'm spending gold on patron orders to keep my professions bumped, but they're also simultaneously making a little bit of gold with concentration, so the graph's not really going anywhere. This was the start of the expansion though. Big down, big up, and then I'm just like, you know what? I'm good. I'm relaxed now. My TSM graph's had a stroke. The graph here should be relatively accurate because this just tracks total gold. Total gold is a bit difficult to break. Total gold only breaks if you've like deleted or faction changed or done weird stuff with the characters. I completely nuked TSM. These numbers are completely busted. These just fundamentally don't make any sense anymore. I don't know what TSM needs to do to fix this, but it's straight up broken. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. How can I have had 43 million gold in sales and have spent 131 million gold? How can I have had an 88 million gold net loss when I didn't have 88 million gold in the first place? It doesn't make any sense. What was the big spike from? Well, this was profession shuffling, pushing into quality 3 markets, and then this was taking advantage of first to market quality 3 markets. So we went from about 22 million up to about 45 in very quick time. Just because we were able to just craft and sell, taking advantage of the Q3 market. A lot of this was probably the fact that I was basically the first to market with Q3 flasks, one of the Q3 flasks, and I really capitalized on that. Some of the big downs was buying herbs and then selling them like in the next few days, sort of thing. Repeating that process a few times. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure I 100% trust all TSM's numbers anymore. So there's some new... One thing I want to test, actually. I believe this is the case, but does Craft Sim, with its auto tool swap around business, when it goes to doing patron orders, does it automatically switch? Oh, that's annoying. I want to see if it automatically switches to the resourcefulness tool because they're patron orders. Even though multi-craft would give you a better average profit. But all of these should push resourcefulness. So let's... So the multi-craft tool is equipped right now. It should, in theory, swap it over. I'm not sure it is, you know. It's saying the... or is there a... Does it also... Because when you do a recipe scan... One of the options in recipe scan is to also optimize profession tools. I'm going to assume that that might not be the same. So maybe I need to put my crafting tool on there. Go here. If I claim that order, has it... What tool has it just switched to? See, I'm hearing it do a switch, but it won't show me the switch. Yeah, no, that's Jewelcrafting. Yeah, my multi-craft tool's in my bags now. So it must have equipped the resourcefulness tool. So Craft Sim is smart enough to auto-equip resourcefulness whenever you're doing crafting orders. Now, of course, if you're doing personal orders for yourself, you may still want multi-craft, but okay. That's good to know then. That will then at least, hopefully, push better results. Now, why is this crapped out? Multi-craft. Oh, no, look, now it's saying you should equip the right tools. It's saying to put the multi-craft tool on. That's not true. Have I greatly confused it? Oh, maybe I'd completely confused it. Boom. Reagent saved. Okay. That seems to work kind of as expected. So Gardener's Basket. They provided the Myco Bloom. So it'd be nice to get a proc on the Myco Bloom. Is the resourcefulness tool still attached? Yes. Okay. So that is working as expected. We did actually, it's kind of hidden behind my camera, but we did actually save 3 of the Myco Bloom there. Okay, cool. I like the fact that that does its thing properly. I don't want to do the rest of those. Oh, I was here for some concentration, wasn't I? Reality is concentration plus leatherworking is a bit of a meme. Cap that out, I suppose. We do try and use our concentration, so we should probably save it. Yeah, leatherworking is a bit of a meme in its entirety, unless you're doing work orders. This is the thing. It's a meme to me because I don't do work orders, but if you do work orders, it's actually probably really good. I'm wondering if I put my next 30 points into this, just so that that's tippity top. Does this give us... Is leatherworking one of the professions that gives us the ability to actually refund 100% once we spec for it? I think it is. Refund an additional 1%, so that'll be 30 on top of the 5 we already have. 35, 40, 45... Yeah, so this... Leatherworking, you can get it to refund 100% of its ingenuity when it procs. That said, most of the stuff you're going to ever use concentration on is also going to be simultaneously with something that can multi-craft. So multi-craft stacking is still going to be the smart move, but at least it does mean that you'll get an extra couple of crafts occasionally. And as long as you have at the very least stacked multi-craft first, you're good. Alright. I'd rather just get this tree filled. Get the tree full. Do a quick recipe scan for leatherworking, because I got no idea where we're going with leatherworking most of the time. If anything. Drums was good with multicraft earlier on, but that was about it. Yeah, yeah. If you can make a gold per concentration, you're winning. No, you can't. Can't even make a single gold per point of concentration. Meaning then I'm more likely to just save the concentration for the purpose of filling work orders or crafting gear for myself or something. The 1,000 gold is not worth chasing after. Or burning. Leatherworking's never going to get priority on this toon anyway, because Jewelcrafting is my main. So, let's go look at Jewelcrafting then. Do you even need the gear for anything? Well, no, not really. Which is, I mean, the only reason I, on my Leatherworker, did this is just so I unlock all of the gear in case for my army of hunters I want to craft something. The likelihood is I probably don't or won't, but you know, at least I have the option to. And with some reasonable mats, I think I can probably Q5 stuff with concentration if I wanted to. Yeah, I could Q5 things with concentration for my own, like, army of hunters, but the reality is I'm still probably not going to. Enchanted rune crests, 6. Yeah, this will just become more useful later on in the expansion, probably. There's usually a patch where I try and do some gearing, but yeah, we'll see. Right, JC, where are we at? Let's have a look at crafting orders quickly. Binding and binding. So this should now also be the same. We should be able to claim an order. It should suggest equipping, if it hasn't already, the resourcefulness tool, which it looks like it has. Yeah, swapping them out, which is good. That's what I want. Okay, someone's gone, whoops. Patron orders are laggy at the moment. It's the main capital city. They've had some phasing issues the last couple of days, from what I've seen. This is why it'd be nice if the crafting tables weren't necessarily all in the cap. Well, no. I would like it if there was alternative crafting tables, maybe in other zones, possibly. But at the same time, I don't want them thinking that they can put them at the ends of dungeons, and you know, we've had that situation on our hands before. Yeah, I suppose Ashgahet has got some as well, but I mean that zone is very buggy. See what I did there? Got room for one more. Come back. Stealing my mailboxes. There is one advantage for everybody buying the new Longboy. It means everybody has greater access to mailboxes. Usually whoever puts down a Katie stamp whistle or drops down a pigeon is very appreciated. Okay, we've got 700 plus artisan security. It might actually be time. To start upgrading Jewelcrafting's tools. Who makes these? Engineers. Engineers are making these. I wonder if I should figure out trying to...
I have calibrated my prices to be reasonable.
I wonder if I should figure out trying to make... My engineer has all the recipes, for sure. I'm just wondering if I can Q5 them with or without concentration on my engineer. Maybe I should go check. What else am I going to need, actually? Let's go have a little bit of a look. What's the priority? Blue tools or buy the books for knowledge points? The priority doesn't really matter anymore. The priority was only for if you were like pushing for like, you know, to be the first. Nowadays it doesn't really matter. The reality is you want them all anyway. You can't, the only thing I would say is that you cannot guarantee things at quality 3 without your profession gear, so maybe get that first. But also I understand that you might want to wait until the profession gear is cheaper because the price of materials are going down every day. Your profession tools are still not free, whereas your knowledge point books, once you've got the artisan security, are, so it's kind of entirely up to you. We go 316 concentration. Do I have enough mats lying about? Oh no, that's only ooh, that's gross. That's not even Q4 yet. Oh, it's because my bolts are in a terrible situation. Hang on. Hang on. Let's make a bunch of bolts real quick. How many of these do I need? Like 45 or something? What happens if we do everything at Q2? Everything at Q2 puts us nearly at Q4. So we'd need to use a few Q3 materials and use a stack of concentration to get these at top quality. Before, obviously, I even add a missive, which is going to add 5 recipe difficulty. How then on this dude do I get better at this? Where's our spec info sheet? Okay, I'm missing points in profession gear. Is it really only 9 points in profession gear that makes the difference there? I guess to guarantee at quality 5 you need all Q3 mats as well, do you? But those 9 points over here is what's holding me back. Alright, cool. I was going in that route anyway. Any orders that might help us on that journey while we're here? Not any freebies at least, anyway. What do we got here? 10 artisan security, 1 knowledge point. 1 knowledge point. How are we doing, Pack B? Welcome in. Good morning, good morning. 2 knowledge point? Oh no, we're getting into like silly numbers here. Oh. Oh no. Still not really worth doing. Is that an Akirite fueled salmon flange? Is that a first time craft? I might consider that if it's a first time craft. Oh, it is a first time craft. Alright, well if that's a first time craft we might give it a go. What do we need? We need some gears. We need some whimsical wirings. Need some slightly better gears. Gears. Gyrating gears. Craft some more Q2s. We'll craft a couple of Q3s. Just started blacksmithing. Which second profession can help me get more acuity? Well, enchanting is the one that you can blast and get a huge amount of acuity from very quickly. Or if you want a free method, you've always got the free method could be the herbalismal mining. Alright, there we go. That gets us there. That gets us there. Go. Only because this is a first time craft, really. All that miner's headgear is a first time craft as well. Why would I not be doing this? Oh, because it doesn't provide any of the bolts. Oh, I mean, but for the sake of those bolts for first time craft with the chance of a resourcefulness proc and some of this stuff. Do I have an old resourcefulness tool? If I did, I must have deleted it. Well, that was stupid of me, wasn't it? Oops. Well, you live and you learn. Came from YouTube. Guides have been helpful for me. Are you planning on continuing, or do you find it hard to keep up with WoW updates? Yeah, YouTube is one of those things. I do it as and when I get to it, sort of thing. I've taken a slightly different approach with YouTube, which is I will talk about something that's interesting when something is interesting, rather than trying to keep to like a video schedule. Obviously, right at the beginning, I pump out like video guides and stuff just to get people up and running at the beginning of the expansion. But I'm mostly streaming right now, honestly. I stream both on YouTube and here on Twitch, so you can always catch me live and ask questions, or jump in the Discord and stuff if you've got questions. But welcome in. For the cost of 28 bolts, which at Q1 I probably just picked up off the floor anyway, I think this is probably fine to do. First time craft bonus, 2 knowledge points. And these ones can jog on. That was a very wide way of saying, can I actually make this? What was it, these things? Oh no, shit, that's the tailoring one. I was looking at the wrong one. Was this what I was meant to be looking at? Scrapping 10k gears because I just wanted to try it out. Got the pummel permit, so I went for 30% profit on the scrapping alone. Nice, nice. Sometimes you just land lucky. Oof, nearly. I don't use engineering for all that much on this dude, so I don't mind using the concentration to create tools for my other characters every couple of days. We do need those extra knowledge points though. Let's go get those. Oh, I can just drop a pigeon down. There's old Pigeon-o. 7 points. Damn, so close. So close. Too short. Too short. Yeah, I still haven't really wanted to make these at any point. I'm also out of scrap by the looks of things. Oops. Still got my first time craft bonus on my crowd pummeler. Can't see a time where I'll actually press that button, if I'm honest. Craft sim average profit seems to be pretty spicy though. I'm not sure I believe that. I'm not sure I believe that at all. I did see a screenshot of somebody hitting a resourcefulness proc on the pummel permit as well, by the way, the other day. That was fun. That was fun. Still 500,000, these pummel permits. Sheesh. What's the mount sell for? Region average sale price 1.7. Surprise, surprise, it costs 1.7 to make. I reckon there's people out there making cash money off these, you know. I reckon there's some people making silly money off these. I reckon there's people making silly money. I have a feeling they'll add things to the profession trees. Spec trees, I don't think they'll touch. The spec trees is what balances all of the profession. Which means once they've got it right, they are very, very, very reluctant to change it. The only possibility would be as if they were to add another spec tree to a profession at any point. But it would have to be a really laser focused. This is something new that turns up in this patch, and this is a spec tree that only benefits that one thing, sort of thing. Kind of like be an add-on, bolt-on, rather than something that complements the others. So I'm still not convinced they'll touch these. They didn't touch them at all in Dragonflight, and I think it was for good reason. Now, the progression on the professions as well has been stretched out a lot in the War Within. Dragonflight, at least you knew that categorically you'd get like 12 to 15 points every week, very quickly, in a very straightforward manner. You just had to go do it and you'd get them. And so it was kind of like you just do simple maths and you go, alright, well there's 6 months worth of progress then before my tree's full. The War Within, because of how the catch-up system works, and that you rely on filling orders to progress your profession past a certain point, means I reckon we'll see many people that will never fill these trees in the first place, because they just won't be proactive enough with their orders to get the job done. I've not made a fisher friend either. I don't have 300 artisan security spare on my main character to buy a fancy ass fishing tool. It's probably going to be the very last thing I spend artisan security on. I need more scrap, but I don't want to buy it. I don't really want to buy it. Don't you occasionally make scrap by making parts? Is that not reliable enough as a source of scrap these days? I'm pretty sure there was somewhere along the lines that says you make parts occasionally. Crafting parts can now sometimes result in spare scrap. You never know what you might find. When you invent, you get some, but not that much. Doesn't inventing cost some in the first place, though? Yeah, it costs 25 scrap in the first place to press the button. I have no reason to press the button. I have everything I have access to, I think. well, I'm not that fussed either way. Let's look at... so now with those extra points, how's that helped? How's that helped? Can we do Q2s in concentration? Oh my god, you son of a gun. What am I? Literally 5 points short. Okay. So, capping out is meant to allow you to... Yeah, capping them is meant to allow you to use concentration and Q2 mats to make Q5s, okay? Just buy the skill from the auction house. I mean, yeah, there's no reason I couldn't just throw Q3 mats at all of this. I'm at 36 Q3 bismuth bolts. Probably not going to have enough Q3 bismuth now, am I? I was hoping for some juicy multi-craft procs. What else do we need? Gears, 16 gears at Q3. Out of bismuth. Give me some Q3 bismuth, game. I do that every time. I buy the materials and nearly always forget to take them out the mailbox. Whoops. How many of these does I need? 16. There's 16 of those. Whimsical wirings. 8 of them. Nope, that's not the right one. It's those, isn't it? And then chaos circuits. 2 chaos circuits. Go on, multi-craft. Never lucky. Multi-craft. Never lucky. Oh my god, we're 5 skill points away and it would still cost me 270 concentration. The concentration curves are... I know why they've done it, but I really do think they need to consider just how gross they feel. I think the being this close to the finish line and still needing an entire day's worth of concentration, it shouldn't be that tight. It really shouldn't be that tight. It really shouldn't. Right, let me put the order in for this then. And at least now I know I can make it from this dude at Q5. So let's put the order in. Patron order bags give like 3 to 4 scrap. Even bags from the other profession, as long as you have engineering. Oh, that's true. Yeah, they do. Shows just how many orders I don't particularly do on that character then. Right, I'm going to need a missive. I'm going to need a missive of multi-craft, aren't I? What? Was I too close? Missive of multi-craft, one of you.
My directive is to serve you.
Profession equipment, Jewelcrafting tool, big boy clamps. Don't provide, well, you can provide the ruby. Don't provide the rest because I've just made it on my other toon. Have a missive, personal order, so I don't accidentally break it. Oh shit, who's my Manthe Hunt?
Return and peruse my...
Okay. Anybody need any scrap? You got quite a lot of scrap there. Woo! Turn that into cash monies. I didn't do the maths on that, but how much is that? That's a lot of scrap. 20,000 a row. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 150,000? Probably 160,000 scrap. Just a little bit. Fair play. Don't say the word scrap. Oh, well, the scrapper. Yeah, the scrapper will give you flashbacks for sure. For sure. Right, so I need one of you in here, don't I? By 5 pentagon stack. There we go. Is that all hunky-dory? Oh, we got resourcefulness tool on here. I don't have a resourcefulness tool on this dude, so maybe not. Oh shit, I broke it again. Where did I break it? Any reason to not use a resourcefulness tool? When I'm spending the gold, you might as well spend the gold, right? If it procs, it procs. If it procs, it procs. Go, go, gadget, go. Two whimsical wirings saved. Saved 400 gold. Nice. Probably should cash it out, but it takes too much time. Can't even AFK it either because it fills my bags with the toys. I'm almost convinced they put those toys in just to prevent exactly that. Because there's no reason for them to be there otherwise. I'm pretty much convinced they were just like, ha ha ha, we're going to fill your bag space. I think they knew what they were doing with that. Map prices went up greatly over the weekend, especially lure drop. Q2 was 25 gold through most of the week. Now it's 45 gold. Did anything happen that I'm not aware of? With lure drop, yeah, they changed some of the thaumaturgy stuff, didn't they? They changed some alchemy thaumaturgy stuff, I believe, which would have meant that it was either easier or more difficult or something. I don't know the full ins and outs, but they did some in. The kind of sad those toys were 100k plus in Dragonflight, but now they're basically vendor trash. Yeah, I see. Engineering doesn't have much going for it past, you know, a small handful of things. to have given those toys to people basically for free as vendor trash, it did kind of nuke that quite heavily, didn't it? Which is a touch sad. No, a multi-craft tool is now this one game. Let's get it right. There we go. There we go. We've still got 410, so we can actually look at getting either our gem cutter's apron or our radiant loops upgraded as well. Jewelcrafters make these themselves. Does that mean I have the recipe for these? No. Would I have bought that recipe on any of my other characters either? Probably not. This could be a guild order situation here, I think. This screams guild order. Oh, I've also remembered, isn't this one of the annoying ones that can't be guaranteed at quality 5 without concentration? Or is it possible to do it with the reagent-y doodads? I need a couple of prisms then. Give me a couple of prisms. What are top tier prisms costing these days? 1400 gold a piece. They cost substantially more than that to make. And apparently I'm not even very good at making them. So we'll buy a couple of prisms. Give me 2 of those. Welcome in, Zan. Good morning, by the way. Welcome, welcome.
I have an extended supply of goods for Outlanders.
Professional equipment, Jewelcrafting, accessories. This one. Provide top tier everything. Q5. We'll throw this into the guild. There's got to be somebody in the guild that can do this. Q3 mats. Q3 mats. Provide everything. Let's just throw that in there for 48 hours. Somebody will get that. Somebody will get that.
My thanks for your patronage.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that recipe needs you to use a plus skill item to guarantee it at Q5, but I'm hoping the 5k more than covers that. Somebody will let me know if it doesn't. Okay, that's most of my artisan security blasted on this tune, which is kind of what I wanted to do. Let's put a few things in the war bank because we're going to need them on alts.
I have calibrated my prices to be reasonable.
Let's put those in there.
Return and peruse my inventory again.
I think you used to need that item, but I think it got changed. All they needed to do was to take like 5 skill points off the recipe. Right. Where are we with this dude? Flipping treasures. I say to myself every week I'm not going to do treasures. But it's 4 easy skill points. 4, 5, 6 easy skill points. Although Jewelcrafting I am pooling. I filled the inner ring. I filled my inner circle with Jewelcrafting. And I'm kind of stocking my Jewelcrafting knowledge on this tune. For one simple reason that we're getting, and because I haven't investigated this, we're getting a ring again in the next patch. And there's part of me that wonders if Jewelcrafting is going to have anything to do with it again, like it did in 10.0.7. Not that the skills would really make any benefit, but if I have just 70 points lying around, then by the time it happens, if it needs to be used, then we can use it, is my thought with this. Let's go do the flipping stupid Dark Moon as well. Yeah, let's go do Dark Moon. Get it done. So sick of treasures. Yeah, you and me both. The fact that they sit on this list every week kind of... there needs to be an option in the week aura to just not show the treasures. I wonder if there is. I wonder if there is. Or maybe I can contact them and say, any chance you can put a button here? Any chance you can put a button here that just says hide treasures? So then I absolutely 100% don't have to worry about it. Because if I don't see it, it won't annoy me. But the fact I see it every time I open it, it gets to me.
Yes. Salama Asha.
Kind of the same with the Dark Moon, to be honest. I only do this because it shows up on my list of things to do. Otherwise, I'd happily ignore this. These tunes that I didn't do any shuffly on are still, like, absolutely desperate for artisan security, though. As you can see, I've bought the books. I bought the knowledge point books first on this tunes, once again, just to get things off this list. When the reality is I should have probably bought the tools, but... what are we doing? Jewelcraft, eyes on the prize is this way, isn't it? Oh, we need to buy some shit. Whoops. Oh well, God bless Longboy. What do we need? Shiny baubles. How many do we need? 10. Coarse thread, 5. Oh my god. Oh, okay, that's easy enough to find. 5 of you. God, how have I lived without this flipping dinosaur for 6 years? Genuinely.
Stay away
How have I survived without it?
Be careful, man.
What we got to do? Press button somewhere? Only 22 alts before I reach my temporary max until we see what Warcraft Direct brings us. Have you nearly maxed out that account then? Sheesh. Warcraft Direct, by the way, is their equivalent for BlizzCon. Because they're not doing BlizzCon this year.
What's beyond your
They're doing a live stream thing.
with you, man.
Yeah, there we go. November 13th.
Be seeing ya.
I suspect it will be at Warcraft Direct. We'll get the... I suspect we'll get the 10 point... Sorry, flipping hell. I need to stop saying 10. 11. We'll get the 11.1 like trailer and proper announcement and stuff, I'd imagine.
Beware the living.
What are we doing this? Finding gemstones or something, isn't it? Where's me sparkly sparklies? There's one. Beautiful. Make them shiny. A roadmap would be good. I think we need a roadmap. I think we're in desperate need for a roadmap. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a content creator and it's nice to know what the hell I'm doing next year. But a roadmap I think could be useful. Just so we can get a rough indication. And I'm really wondering if the roadmap is going to say new expansion announcement. I know we're like 2 months into this expansion, but they released The War Within early. They released The War Within early, and I think they did it for one of two reasons. They did it either because the 20th anniversary event was a patch-wide thing, and they didn't want the 20th anniversary to clash with an expansion launch, so they pushed the expansion launch earlier. They made Dragonflight shorter for that reason. Or it's because they want to go towards 18-month expansions, like properly. That will mean that they will alternate sort of like Christmas releases and summer releases. So if summer release of The War Within means December 2025 could be a new expansion launch. Now, if they give us a 2025 roadmap, that will kind of tell us. Or even if they don't directly say it, it will be kind of strongly hinted. So, I think this is kind of why we haven't had a roadmap for 2025 so far. Because it will give the game away when we do. Because if it has Midnight Beta wrote on it somewhere, and Midnight Alpha, it won't take a rocket scientist to figure out when the new expansion's launching. Right. I'm going to go do the treasures, because I'm an absolute animal. And considering this is my main character, I think I should put in main character level effort. Plus, it's a Monday morning. There ain't nobody out here farming treasures on a Monday morning.
But this one's programming has
You know what I haven't done is I haven't done any of this 20th anniversary event properly, to be honest.
And foe.
Now that they've jacked up the amount of bronze tokens you could get, I probably should, shouldn't I? Don't you need 100 before you can start properly farming it, though? Okay, now I'm finding, like, no treasures. There's always one on this corner. Oh my god. Maybe not. Hello? Bots usually leave the treasures alone. Because it means they have to fight things, which they don't want to be doing. Wow, I've not found a single one. There's one. Holy. Right, I need like 6 treasures from this place. Never lucky. Well, there's one. What are these 3 cubes in the middle? Are these? This is called He-Keely. It's just a little rotation helper add-on. Honestly, I basically only play hunters, so I don't really need it. It's just an add-on that I don't ever really turn off either. Tinderbox. Earn 25 globs of wax. Is that a thing? Oh. Are we about to get our... We need to go claim that then, I guess. Oh, 975. We're 25 away from doing the from getting our crests. What are people's thoughts about this, by the way? The fact that they're like, you can get your... There's like a stretch goal for those that want to just go and do more and get more. I don't object to this. I know some people kind of get presented with a bar and feel obligated to fill it, but I think this is quite cool for people. You know, they've not moved the goalposts to get the basic reward. They've just straight up said, right, well, if you want an extra 500 tendies, go do some more stuff. And I find that I get this every single month without any effort whatsoever. Just by playing the game, this happens naturally. I basically never put any effort into filling this. It just happens. But if you can get some more bonuses, I think I'm all for it. More tendies, more good. Never enough tokens, yeah. Alright, there's 2 of the treasures. Don't mind it, but I don't want it every month. Yeah, see, this is why I'm trying to gauge a little bit of a consensus, because like I said, I basically get it without any effort at all. It is literally the definition of a byproduct for me. I get the trader's tender just because I go out and I do stuff in the game. And I don't even feel as if I do particularly a lot, but I still manage to get my tenders every month. And whatever the reward is, you know, the I competed award. No, not chicken tendies. It is nearly lunchtime though. Don't start making me think about food. The stream started an hour ago. I can't be thinking about food already. Although I do have some leftovers for lunch today. We had mousse bolognese. Very tasty. Oh, defend it from kobolds. Where you at then? Get off my loot, you stinky kobold. Oi, no swiping. Swiping, no swiping. Whoa, he just turned up. Ah, son of a... It's because it's on a hill. They just spawn right on the bag. It's not fair. Oi, get off. Get off my sack. Chris, how we do? Welcome in. Got 611 item level, and some of those still got to the bag and run away. Is my DPS really that tragic? Right, it was 6 blobs of wax. There's part of me that's always very sad when I can't get everything from the trading post. Oh my god, another one. 2 for 2. Yeah. I am glad that we've now had the trading post for a significant amount of time, and they still haven't just straight up allowed us to buy tendies. That still doesn't change my opinion that they will go that way one day. But I'm just glad they haven't yet. I just have a priority: mounts, pets, cool Mog, rest of Mog. Yeah, mine's pretty much the same. There's mounts, then pets before anything else. And there are many months where I don't buy a single piece of Mog. Because I, for the most part, really don't care for the Mog. The only time I Mog anything is if it's like a seasonal thing. You know, I've got my Halloween suit on now, for example. But that's just because it's, you know, seasonal thing. In between any sorts of seasons, I just revert back to my Murloc suit. That's it, literally it. Welcome in, Jack. Good morning. Welcomes. Was a buff to world quests? I'm seeing several with 800 gold on my map, but maybe I didn't notice them before. Are you capped on reputation by chance? If you've capped your rep, isn't it a thing that they convert to gold after a while? Or is it maybe past a certain item level even? I can't remember. Wasn't there some mechanic that instead of them giving you dog shit level gear, they just give you gold instead? Yeah, look at my map. I'm not getting any gold. Sorry, I'm not getting any like low level gear. I'm getting basically no dog shit level gear. There's one flipping trinket here, but I think after a point, after a certain item level, they turn to gold. I can't remember what the exact mechanic is though. Which actually, yeah, I mean with the amount of them that's on the map already, there's wait, hang on, what's it saying there? 6,650 gold just sat on my map. Which, you know, if you're that doesn't look right either. They're all like 800 gold apiece, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 8 is, well, no, maybe that is right. You know, if you don't have a lot of gold in the first place, that'll pay for your flasks or your potions or whatever for your evening of Mythic Plus. There's still posts left, right, and centre though popping up on like Reddit and on the forums and stuff of people complaining that like they don't have any gold. And I don't know what the polite way of telling them that this is an RPG, and if you don't do anything to get the gold, you probably won't have any gold. Admittedly, yes, it's probably got a lot to do with the fact that people are trying to save up for the Bruto right now.
How are you at climbing?
But this is kind of this is a good way of showcasing how I, for quite a while, have said that retail is basically a arcade version of WoW. It feels less and less like an MMO every patch. And people seemingly treat it like some arcade game as well, where they just dip in, play, expect to get everything out of it by doing whatever it is that they want to do.
And pillaging morning rise
if you're pushing
again.
keys in Mythic Plus,
Please
it's understandable you don't get
remembering
much
you
gold by
can.
doing that, if that's all you do. Because there's the professions, you know. The RPG of this MMO RPG is that, yes, you can go get good gear and kill big bosses, but you also have 2 primary professions. You also have secondary professions. And if you put any time into those whatsoever, you'll make more gold than you need. It's the thing that confuses me more, is that I don't expect to get mythic level gear without doing mythic level content to get it. But at the same time, people expect to get loads of gold without doing anything related to the professions or any form of gold making. It's like, how are both of those, you know, how is one opinion, how can you have that approach and not get called out on it? It's always the last treasure that takes forever. What's my thoughts on the blue post with the changes to crafting? Realistically, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. People will, you know, Craft Sim will just change the numbers. People will still complain that nothing's profitable, so nothing's going to change there. As far as multi-craft is concerned, it's the same theory, right? The only people that will really notice any significant difference are people that are like hyper-focusing on their prices by using their own spreadsheets and stuff like that. Which is very few and far between. Temporarily, there might be some short-term adjustments on prices for things, but with the fact that it will also coincide with a new patch happening, you kind of expect some of that to happen anyway. So I think the whole thing will just blend in and nobody will really notice any difference. You know, when most items at quality 3 are not very frequently profitable to craft anyway, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. The markets will still be dominated by those who pay most attention to the markets, and everybody else will just kind of, you know, go with the flow. I'm not convinced it will make much difference. I'm not even convinced most people will notice. Because most people don't know their numbers anyway. Most people have no idea what the crafting cost is for half the items that they make. They craft it if an add-on tells them that they make money. And so, you know, if it's green, press craft. If it's red, don't press craft. Don't think that because of the multi-craft reduction, the quantity will drop that will make the prices go up? No, not really. Not really. All it'll end up being is that there'll be that backlog of stock that's crafted prior. You got to remember that supply is massively outstripping demand right now anyway. What you tend to find happening nearly in every single crafted market right now is that there is 20 people trying to craft and sell anything for every one person that comes along to try and buy it. So everybody's fighting over those sales more so than anything else anyway. So I can't imagine that there's going to be any supply that will dry up, because everything can be mass produced when the numbers line up. It will just mean those numbers are slightly different. There'll be no shortage which will affect prices really that much, I don't think. You got the Horseman's Reigns, 10 years late, but got it in the end. Nice one. Nice one. It's a cool looking mount, that one as well. So to give a little bit more clarity then, for maybe people that haven't looked at the blue post, the is it down here somewhere? So they're in essence, their multi-craft is being reduced by about 30%. So let's say, for example, something that crafts 1 at a time, that when it multi-procs can give up to 4, will now maybe only give up to 3. Now, yes, this does technically mean that less freebies will be created by multi-craft, and it will increase the average cost per item by a small amount, but it's not actually by 30%, because that's only the extra number of items when it crits. Your crit chance is going to stay the same, you're just going to get ever so slightly less. So it's not actually fully 30%. It's more like probably 10%. Prices may change by about 10%, and the reality is that prices change by about 10%. They fluctuate about 10% across the week anyway, and they're fluctuating and slowly declining at the same time. So I don't really think that people will really notice much in terms of the prices here. Resourcefulness is going to be returning more. At the average percent of reagents returned on a resourcefulness increased by 50%. This is a 50% increase of a small number, by the way. This isn't an indication that you're going to out of nowhere start getting 70, 80, 90% of the materials for free. No, this is a 50% increase on what is the base in the first place. This is what people have to be careful with. Resourcefulness, yes, is getting a small bump, but it's not here, have half your resources back. It's you will now get 50% more than what you would have got before. The average return, I think, is about 20% of the materials. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody who's clever at maths and has looked into this in detail. So instead of getting 20% of the materials back, you'll get 30% of the materials back because it's a 50% increase. 50% of 20% is an extra 10%. So this is kind of a little bit, you've got to be careful about how you read this. It's not you'll get half your materials back all of a sudden. It's an increase of the base value, and the base value is very small to begin with. And the argument there is the same with multicraft. It's getting a small nerf, and resourcefulness is getting a small buff. And the reason is to try and bring the two a little bit closer. Meaning, if you'd spec into one or the other, it's basically, you don't feel as if you've lost so much. For example, today, let's say you're jewelcrafting. If you've spec'd into gems and you've got a resourcefulness tool, you've kind of just done it wrong because multicraft is worth so much more to you. But bringing the two stats a little bit closer in value to each other will mean that, it doesn't really matter too much how you've spec'd your character. People's crafting costs will be a little bit closer. It's basically Blizzard's way of making sure that even the dum-dums don't lose too heavily. If you've spec'd wrong or you've got the wrong stats on your tool, it's not such a dramatic problem. Which, like I said, ultimately I don't think it's going to really make much of a difference to anybody at all, because most people won't even notice it's changed. Because the change is actually a lot more subtle than it looks on paper. People are like, wow, I get half my materials back. Like, resourcefulness is going to be BIS. And I'm like, no. Calm down. Calm down. Relax. Read it again. Process the information that's given. So, yeah. TLDR, most people won't notice. We have access to re-roll the talents. I don't think we know how that works yet. They accidentally slipped that in. If you look, they pairing with the release of the specialization respec option. That's literally all they have said. We don't know how this works yet. I don't know if anybody's jumped on the PTR and has been able to figure this out, but I should probably do that myself. But we don't know how this works, what limitations are on it. All we know is that they are going to do something. They've let the cat out the bag that it's going to be a thing, but we don't have any details yet. We don't have any details. So the dev note on this, right? Whilst multicraft and resourcefulness each have their own niche, it's generally the case that point-for-point multicraft can provide significantly more value than the other crafting and gathering stats. Conversely, resourcefulness provides significantly less value than the other crafting and gathering stats. The above change should bring these two stats closer in value, with the intention that it becomes more of an interesting choice which stats to pursue, which is Blizzard's way of saying that if you choose wrong, you're not going to get fisted so hard. It's damage protection, really. If it's more of a case of if you make the non-optimal choice, you're not going to be that far behind making the optimal choice. So that's their aim with this. It's not going to change the fact that multicraft is still the best stat to stack if you can multicraft. But of course, you can't multicraft on everything. Multicraft will still be, you know, the win button, because it literally creates free stuff for you whenever it procs. It's always going to produce at least 100% of something for free. But at least resourcefulness won't be as far behind as it is currently. By the time that it goes live, I won't need a respec option anyway. Well, this is also the thing, right? Most people have not only min-max their first spec in most of their professions right now, or have had the ability to, should I say, but, you know, have then stacked enough knowledge points on top to, you know, fix any inherent issues. Right, I really should have given up on this damn treasure ages ago, but it's that. What's the started so I've got to finish sort of situation. Sunk cost fallacy, that's the word I was looking for. Oh, come on, game. There's a rare there. Have I killed the rare this week? I don't think I have. I'm still massively behind on my rep as well. 17, 14, 16, and 12. Oops. There's part of me that thinks I should get that done before the next patch, but there's also part of me that got burnt by doing it last expansion and then never really needing it, so I'm not that bothered. As long as it's done by the end of the expansion. Got more to 25 this weekend. Feels good. Yeah, if I was more religious with like rares and world quests and stuff, I don't think I'd be that far off, but the honest answer is I'm not that religious with my character in that regard. It's one of those things that will passively happen because I just play the game a lot, so I'm not overly worried about it. God, how many of these looters are there? I really wish they'd stop spawning on the bag. Make life much easier. All that for 4 blobs of wax. Never lucky.
These constructs once protected the Isle, but this one's programming has been damaged. It will not.
This is the reason I don't do
distinguish
these piss and
between
treasures,
friend
you know.
and foe.
Because I got 3 in quick succession, and this last one has been the bane of my life. I don't even need the knowledge points. This is the stupid thing. I just want to rely on patron order catch up as little as possible. There's part of me that thinks I should probably just ooh, ow. Not worry about it. Oh, come on. I've probably got 6 million wax in my bags as well by now. Tinderbox. These things have gone up in value again. 1.7k. Who remembers me saying that tinderboxes will still be about 1,500 gold a piece? When we had the vendor turn up. And people are like, no, you're crazy. There's way too many of them. They'll never go back to those prices. Probably because there's absolutely nobody doing delves anymore. Once you surpass a certain item level, the reason to go back and do the delves, this was always going to be delves' problem. It was their repeatability. That unless they're giving you something worthwhile doing, you don't necessarily have too much desire to push forward with them, unless you really, really, really enjoy them, and they're not really, really, really enjoyable. They serve a purpose, but somebody's resetting them every week. Slowly prices will go even higher. I don't think they're being reset. I think they're being consumed, and I think the backlog of materials has dried up, and I think less people are doing delves. So I think they're just going up. Because who in their right mind is running delves anywhere near as frequently as they were at the beginning of the expansion now? Like, even the hardcore of hardcore people were only running delves, like, aggressively to finish their delve journey thing. I mean, I'm only halfway through it. Oh, I've got unclaimed vault awards. Whoops. What's in here then? There can't be anything interesting in here. I didn't do any delves last week. Okay, apparently I did a couple of random bits and pieces last week. None of this is going to be any good for me. Nothing whatsoever. So, it's Mog, or do I want these coin things? Uncollected appearance. Mercurial egg. As far as trinkets are concerned, I'm like... $5.93 ring. Got champion rings. Veteran shoulders. I've got hero shoulders. You can get 45 rune crests for upgrades. Is that with these token of merit jobbies? Yeah, I don't need any of that.
My directive is to serve you.
1,000 gold for 2. 3,000 gold. Runed crests. I can't ever remember which crests it is I need to do upgrades on stuff. What we got going on down here? Shall I just buy the biggest ones? It seems... Why would you buy the lower ones? Carved, runed. How many of these have I got? 12? So is that, what, 6 of those? I don't know. Let's just buy these.
My thanks for your patronage.
Right, where can we go spend those then? Let's go have a little looky. This was a squirrel I wasn't expecting to go on.
There is much to be done.
619s. We don't go any higher than 619s without the gilded ones. Did I get all my set pieces to 619? I think I did. Do we then just pull from the bottom? I've still got a stupid veteran bow. I've not found a proper bow. Craft some mail gear on your leather worker. That's also something I probably could and should do. Do I have any hero gear that's not fully upgraded? Or upgraded it as far as I can take it. These legs. Can we get those up? 45 of those. 45 of those. 510 of those. That'll do. Boom. Numbers. Love them. Boots. 15 of those. 140 of those. Boom. Go. Lovely stuff. Now I'm out of Valor Stones. And I'm also out of these. I've got 38 of those, so I could do 2 upgrades. I'm just missing the Valor Stones.
Stay vigilant.
That'll do. That'll do. What was I actually doing before I went on that squirrel adventure? Oh yeah, we were doing silly treasures, weren't we, that we don't really need to do. I wonder if... Where have they gone? I wonder if... is it considered a currency? Where's these bronze token businesses? Bronze celebration tokens. I'm wondering if I should work on getting more of it. Not 875 to get everything? Are you mad? No, that's a lie. That's a lie. I need to get 100 so then we can grind these out, right? You need 100 to then be able to grind them out, and I can grind them out by leveling my toons via time walking, correct? I think. Which means we should probably do, at the very least, these. Elemental Overlords, Shadow Forge City, and the Imperial Seat. Have I done the secret stuff? It was updated in Zygote up to yesterday's quest, as far as I know. I haven't done all of that stuff, actually. I haven't done any of that. That's a good point.
What's
What's
your
the dungeon
command?
for the week? Priory the Sacred Flame.
May the Titans carve your path.
It's Monday and I'm doing my weekly quest. 10 celebration tokens for doing some arenas. Well, that's never happening, is it?
Praise the machine.
We can go kill the world boss, I suppose.
Do you also hear Beladar's song?
Isn't he out here this week?
Our deeds give it
He's
strength.
right outside. Can I also simultaneously queue for the Priory
These
dungeon?
constructs once
What was
protected
it? Do it
the
on
Isle,
heroic?
but this one's programming
well,
has
that's
been damaged.
Convenient.
It will not distinguish between friend and foe.
Probably need a group for this anyway. Gonna let me in? Come on, people, press buttons. Press buttons, press buttons. Never lucky. Where's the... Is it considered a world event? The anniversary celebration. What's Peanut Gallery? React to Lore Walker Cho's stories. Oh, flipping hell. Collect 100 bronze celebration tokens. I'm at I'm at 35. Whoops. Should have done this last week. Alright, well, can we queue for specific... Oh, does the Codex of Chromie give you stuff as well? I'm going to assume it does. Chromie's premium goodie bag. Oh my god, look at the amount of Mog that comes from this. I have 2 out of 54 with the Mog on this. Oh, collectors must be hating this event. Collectors must be absolutely despising this event. Having to run that Chromie Codex to get all of those Mogs. You gotta be mad. What's the name of that speed frame? This is Monkey Speed, I think. I think it's Monkey Speed. Kill the ad, kill the ad. Do Queen on LFR, she drops 15. Oh, okay. Well, that's, yeah, that's an easy 15. I'm sure with the increased numbers, getting the like 65 or whatever it is I need to get past 100 so I can just farm them out whilst leveling alts is not going to be too difficult. And I might as well get the first 100 on my main dude. Put only once a week. I don't know personally, but once you've got 100, they're meant to be farmable. You need this token collector achievement. I'm not probably that. Oh, okay, sure. 584 uwu piece of gear. It's not bad, you know. Is it leather though? I don't think I have any leather wearing characters. Maybe I've got a druid somewhere that'll use it. Probably not before it's useless anyway. In the delve catch, yeah, 580 though. I don't have access to it though, so it doesn't matter.
Not all the dark irons of Shadowforge City agreed with serving Ragnaros. I wished for those voices to be heard. To gain power. Momentum. I was a right fool.
Is it possible? I've been kind of lingering on this thought for a while. Is it possible that we actually have like too many catch-up gearing systems these days? Like, I don't know if it's just the purist WoW player in me, but I am somewhat convinced that the gearing structure in retail right now is just so broken. In terms of the fact that there's almost too many options. That it dilutes the natural progression of gearing full stop. You can go do this and you get this level gear. You can go do this, you get that level gear. Then when you've done this enough, you get this catch-up gear, which is this item level. And then you got all the gear upgrade system and stacking on top of that requires you to do X, Y, and Z each week. And you can buy this currency if you don't get an upgrade. That currency can then be converted into tokens. Those tokens can then be converted up and down. It's just so convoluted. So unbelievably convoluted. That when you start needing a degree in engineering to figure out flipping what your gear is and where your gear comes from, it removes an awful lot of the fun of chasing it. Dare I say it, the old school method of people having a very simple, straightforward BIS list and chasing after a BIS list, I think was far superior. Okay, my best in slot something comes from this Mythic Plus dungeon. Go do it a bunch of times. My best in slot X, Y, or Z drops off this boss. Right, I'm going to make sure I kill that boss every week. I think they've massively complicated the gearing system to a point where it's just broken. I smell a Ranthius incoming. I mean, this comes from me who doesn't really chase gear, and so it doesn't bother me anywhere near as much because I'm quite happy to just ignore it. But I think for those people who do care about gear and do care about chasing gear, it must be horrible to try and figure all this shit out.
Time for a binding resolution.
What's going on here? Suffer a shitload of damage? Maybe not. don't want your boon.
In flames.
The Raider community sheets are sure getting complex now, but theory crafting is on another level these days. True.
My genius is unmatched.
Theory crafting is absolutely wild. And I think it's one of those, if you want, maybe it's that if you want to get into the min-maxy stuff, sure, you can get into the min-maxy stuff. Maybe it's a skill gap thing. That you kind of can go that route if you really want, but otherwise just fumble your way through the game, do what you want to do, and you should be fine. Might also be a thing. I don't know.
Our fate is the doom of all who face the great fire. The death of our flesh.
I think gearing right now is fine.
The birth of our
A bit
spirit.
relatively pay to win.
Our
Okay, that
sacred
wasn't the approach I was expecting.
task. You may not pass. You are not our kin, nor have you issued the challenge.
Disagree, the gearing system is currently the best we've ever had. If you spend 5 minutes to really look at the system without hating on it from the get-go, then you can easily understand it. People make it way more complicated than it really is.
You have challenged.
I just think it's not very intuitive.
And now you will die.
That's kind of the thing that confuses me more than anything else, is that you kind of don't feel as if you even get to grip. I don't know. Maybe it's because I probably haven't tried, but it just feels very convoluted. That there's like 12 different moving components that you're trying to juggle with multiple different currencies, multiple different ways of getting said currencies. It's just seems like, you know, the concept of keep it simple, stupid hasn't been adhered to at all. It's almost as if it's been made to be as complicated as possible, rather than looking at it objectively and saying, how can we make this easier to understand? They've just like, right, well, we'll just slap another currency in here or something. I don't know. I just think it's unnecessary. And in a way, I'm glad I don't have to try and figure it all out. Oh my god, how the hell am I second on DPS? Oh no, that's often a problem. If I'm second on DPS, something's gone wrong. Oh, we've lost a tank. Oh, tank's back up, good. Gets bitter cold. Just as targeted by it. This priesty dude seems to be doing priesty dude sorts of things, and I reckon we need to get the priesty dude to stop doing priesty dude things. And until we get the priest to stop doing priest things, we're going to have a problem. It's my executive decision. don't seem to be able to stun him out of that anyway. Oh, well, that does.
Oblivion
Nice.
always.
Sorcerer Thane Thorison first summoned Ragnaros during the War of the Three Hammers. He doomed the Dark
General
Iron Clan
Angerforge to
to
go.
serve
Grind these invaders beneath the might of the Dark Iron war machine. Dark Iron, defend your Emperor! Hold your position! Outflanked!
Why is there a massive rush to get over here? Okay. I'm just going to follow. Flamekeeper is the dude that drops the thing we need to take his shield off, right?
Forward! March!
I think. Three items of BOE, 2 items are crafted. Trinkets you'll probably farm in dungeons depending on what your class is. 4 of them are tier sets, which you can get any piece and then catalyze. So I'd say gearing's pretty easy right now.
Flanking maneuver!
I don't think it's good that like I said, for those that want to push and those that want to hyper optimize theory craft, min max in their gear, all of this sort of stuff, there's a long tail to the gearing. But I'm not saying that the long tail for those that like that sort of stuff shouldn't exist. I just think that the fundamentals of it should be more easy to understand. When you have 4 layers of catch-up systems and 3 different systems of like currencies to farm and collect and all of this sort of stuff, or like multiple different levels of crests that you have to get that change name every single flipping patch. On top of that, you have like a valor stones that you have to collect by doing just random all sorts of everything, which often seems to be the bottleneck, weirdly. I don't know, I just think that there's too many moving components. Way too many moving components. But like I said, it's my opinion. I know a lot of people won't agree with me.
Destroy the invaders!
Valor stones are 100% useless to delete that mechanic. Currencies on top of currencies. This is where the world of currency craft theory comes from. That not everything needs to be a currency all the time. The namings of crests could be easier, normal, heroic and such. Remove valor stones, no point to them. I mean, yeah, giving stuff fancy names does add to the the flavor of it, sure, but it needs to also, you can have fancy names, but they need to be easily understood. If you can't at first glance see that, oh, this is a higher tier token than another tier token, then the naming structure is just bad.
All remaining forces attack!
At least using naming, you know, you don't have to match the difficulty of content. You don't have to have normal crests, heroic crests, mythic crests, but at least you need to use some sort of language that is clearly and obviously one is better than another. Like, you know, is ruined better than craft, like gilded? I don't know.
Divide and conquer!
But yeah, ultimately,
Divide and conquer!
my take on this is not to be taken to heart due to the fact that it doesn't really bother me all that much either way.
I have failed.
It's not my area of expertise.
The Lyceum. A mockery of its name. No grand debates took
Nice.
place here. It was used
Oh,
for
straight into the
marshalling the
next
Dark
one.
Iron military,
Straight into the next one.
as was most of Blackrock Depths.
What about one currency and higher upgrades just cost more? Because you can't just have one currency, because people might find out a way to get more of it. Oh no, shit! This was the Chromie Codex one. Oh, okay. Wait, hang on. Wasn't the LFR bosses meant to give me tokens? How did I not get any tokens? Bronze celebration tokens. Do you not get any from doing LFR at all? I thought even the LFR bosses were meant to drop the tokens. Huh. Okay. Can you cash these keys in? No, these only convert in for gear by those things. Huh. I wonder if that puts a pause on my desire to go do the LFR, because I'm not going to need the gear. So why do I need the token? Why do I need the keys? I don't know. I haven't decided. Oh, have I joined into one that's halfway through? I have. Oh, they only give tokens after you've got your first 100. Oh, dear lord.
Things look good here.
I take a few days off playing this game. This is the thing, right? Like, I know categorically that I play this game way more than most people. And when even I struggle to keep up with what the flipping hell's going on, when you get certain things, who, where, when, why, like, oh.
Another distortion. But the Codex is actually pretty close. It just needs a nudge in the right direction. Hey, you all resemble these heroes. What if you stood near them? Try striking a heroic pose. Oh, some of you might need to play the role of the baddies. I know a
Okay.
glamour spell I've always wanted to try.
You meant to pick any specific person to stand by? It just seems... Okay. Oh, we're getting there. Somebody's just said and raid. Who at Blizzard thought this would be fun? standing to it. Look. $93. Happy anniversary. Can I get the golden trio here if I stand right here? Get all three of them.
Nicely done.
Nice.
Everything looks orderly here. Let's move on. The Codex is projecting Karaji rituals here.
Pew pew.
While that's
Get things
technically
dead.
right, they shouldn't attack anyone. Let's stop them.
You should stand next to the character that has the pet, by the way, usually on the floor whilst feign death. Everyone next to its own class image, that's how you get progress. Oh. I've done this like maybe twice, so I've not bothered to learn it. That would make sense though.
We're back to normal Karaji rituals, and they're not attacking us. Things look good here.
Funny, they have 4 tiers of crests. If only there was some in-game indication of how good things are. Maybe invent a new system that colours items and call it something like common, uncommon, rare, and epic. If only. Good point.
That can't be good. That's Kel'Thuzad! There shouldn't be any riches in Syllabus. If you defeat him, I'll fix this distortion.
I still don't know which is which. No, I look at the vendors and I'm like, I don't even know. Like, I have them in my bags and I'm like, runed? Is runed better than gilded? Is gilded better than carved? I mean, at least there is actually some coloured denotion here. Carved and weathered are both blue, whilst gilded and runed are apparently epic. So they've at least got something going for them. But is gilded better than runed? Ah, flipping no.
With that, we're done. You really help me out. Just like you always do.
Okay, there's
Or is this first time?
actually, if Elifar didn't give me shit, then I ain't doing
send
it.
you back
Like
to the
quite easy,
Caverns of
quite
Time
simply.
Whenever you're ready.
Oh well, maybe I am now.
Speak to me when you're done.
Where's me goodie box? There we go. Oh, is that Uwu? That's going to be very handy to throw on an alt, actually.
Your reign of terror ends now! Face naught but ash!
So we're saying Queen gives us...
You cannot hide from us!
I'll have to wait till the group's over to queue. Is it bad when I have to tell the profession equipment crafter how the crafting system works? It's probably not great.
Warrior of the Firelands, to me!
Standing too close to that's probably not good either, is it really? You're not killing the ad. Surely killing the ad is the thing, don't worry.
Your master, children of the living flame!
Everything cooked. Have they made this less impossible on heroic by now? I remember reading in week 1 this was like basically unkillable on heroic. Mythic geared raids were like, yeah, no. We're not touching this.
You cannot hide from us! Warrior of the Firelands, to me! Prepare to burn!
I don't like preparing to burn. Running around like a headless chicken. Stand in the ring. Kill him! Nuke his ass.
By the will of Ragnaros, I shall be
15 carved and withered crests, okay. Getting both apparently. And a cape. 590 cape. Gear seems to drop like candy in there though. I don't think I've killed a boss without getting a piece of gear. Is that normal or am I just getting really lucky? So I reckon this place could easily be used by lobby levels for some easy catch up.
Thank you for removing those foolish senators.
What's this blob on my head? Stepping into incinerating flames remove this effect. Okay. I see. Read the tooltip, dude.
Your efforts are utterly pointless, fools. You'll never be able to defeat me.
More Uwu gear. 6 of 8 adventure gear. Did you set up all your alts to do daily anniversary history quest? No. I haven't even looked at that yet. I really didn't play much WoW at all last week, so I'm a touch behind in most things. And I tend to have the bad habit of when I'm not playing WoW, not even keeping up with the WoW news.
Prepare to meet your doom at the hands of Ragnaros' most powerful servant. I will not be denied!
think I'll hit max level on all my alts for about 10 minutes a day by the end of the event.
The ground betrays you.
Oh, does it give you a big chunk of I don't know how to look at that at all. Does it give you a big chunk of experience, does it?
Repel the invaders!
Maybe investigate.
Behold the might of my empire!
About 15% of a bar. Turn in for just 10 seconds.
My love,
It's interesting.
I have failed you.
Your insolence will be punished! I am the Emperor!
Enough! I will finish this. By fire be purged.
Flee before me! The ground betrays you.
Don't step in shit.
Die, insect. By fire be purged.
I've heard that even running this LFR on like lower level characters is quite good experience. I'm not sure if it's like competitively good or whether it's just kind of one of those like, oh well, if you're leveling it's worth doing sort of things.
Arise, servants of fire. Consume their flesh.
Spare my son.
Pathetic.
I think we've got a mythic geared hunter in here, by the way. The hunter in here just absolutely slapped the entire thing.
You ruined my life and the life of my unborn child.
Die, insect.
Why are we still getting cooked?
By fire be purged.
Okay, first 3 bosses then. Let's get these fellas down.
Who disturbs my isolation?
Thought my ult was in here then for a minute.
A new
Big panda. But
approaches.
what's Ranthius doing in here? Big panda in a Murloc suit.
Silent once again.
Oh. He vamooshed. Why do these not stack? Do they only stack to 40? What a weird number to stack to. Okay. Right.
A new challenger approaches. Drown in a tide of magma. Rise, children!
Pump the damage meters.
I contain multitudes. Behold the power of creation. Liquid hot magma.
Ow. Many ow.
I contain multitudes.
Oh,
Behold
we're clearly meant to do
the
something here.
power of
Somebody's run around and done it all.
creation.
Absolute goat.
Under
I did not pay any attention to that. I also seem to be the only one that's standing a long way away. I'm wondering if some of this damage is shared or something. Kill it.
drown in a tide of magma.
When it comes to killing bosses, I am definitely far more comfortable standing in front of a crafting table.
Under pressure. Drown in a tide of magma. Behold the power of creation.
And dead. Beautiful. Beautiful. Actually not bad for these lower level crests. Although I've way surpassed the need for these. I vaguely remember I was turning those in for higher tier crests. So, we're saying that killing Queen on LFR is 15 easy tokens. Then I need to figure out where I get 50 tokens from relatively snappily. I still find it very odd that you get these bronze celebration tokens for doing most things apart from actually killing these bosses, but this is good fun. This seems like the one thing, considering it's a weekly event as well, that should give you tokens just by default. You have a very good looking head. Well, that's the most weird compliment I've ever had, but I'll take it. Thank you very much. Welcome in. Do the weekly stuff, the world bosses, PvP quests. Is there no bronze tokens for doing the mount off or anything along those lines? I don't think there is there? We should head over to the celebration area and figure it out again.
When the cauldron fell, it only fueled the Dark Iron's cruelty and convinced them to welcome the Twilight's hammer.
Oh, there's me looting, thinking I'm going to get cool stuff, and it's mage weave cloth. Okay, that's where all these random. Of course, I wondered why there was a bunch of mage weave cloth in my war bank the other day, and I've now figured out where it's come from. Because I just go to the war bank and deposit all reagents. That'll be why. I don't actually think I've killed this dude before. When I did this in the first week, I think, I don't know, I think I spawned in as this boss was dying or something. Yeah, I got stuck behind this wall. Are we killing the boulder? Are we not killing the boulder? Why would we not kill the boulder?
Nowhere to hide.
Or do we need the boulder to not get hit by this thing? No, it seems to hit us anyway.
Shatter!
Oh, if you don't kill the boulders, then you get all the spawns in one go. I see.
Buried alive.
Which is clearly less fun.
Nowhere to hide.
Okay, maybe that hit for more because I don't know, whatever. We should talk in depth about our feelings, hopes and dreams over some afternoon tea and biscuits. Sure. Denied. Approval denied. Talk about feelings. Go. Alrighty, what do we get here? 584. Toxic masculinity confirmed. Clearly. Clearly.
Shadowforge held many secrets. Even to me.
Reminds me of those
Its
bot
Queen of
comments on
Egypt,
random Facebook comments
like
about
when
wanting
the
to be
cauldron
friends.
fell. It only fueled the Dark Iron's cruelty. And convinced them to welcome the Twilight's hammer.
Well, if nothing else, it was a conversation starter.
When the cauldron fell,
A touch weird.
it only fueled the Dark
Escalated
Iron's
very
cruelty.
quickly.
And convinced them to welcome the Twilight's hammer.
I mean, I was going to say buy me dinner first, but you did offer up afternoon tea and biscuits, so that's, you know, halfway there, I suppose. Welcome in, Ginny. Any luck in space, by the way? I think you're probably further in space age than I am.
Is that your wallet? Or are you just glad to see me? Both, I hope.
Hey, Ailey with the Prime. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Just getting started on Volcanus. Kind of feel as if I landed with nothing. Yeah, I've got, I've unlocked making my first ship. I've not researched nor have I gone to any other planets yet. But I'm about planning my first journey. I need to make a ship that might get me there first though. I'm trying to go into it as blind as possible. It's super duper mega tempting to just start watching YouTube videos of it, or dare I say, even make my own. But like, I still kind of want to play through it relatively blind. Figuring out how to make everything is hard work, though. That's part of the fun of Factorio. I'm hoping that each of the planets feels significantly different enough so that it kind of feels like a new adventure each place you go. And it's kind of why I want to do it blind without watching guides, because I reckon half of the fun is in figuring it out.
Time to turn up the heat.
Are we killing these dudes? I reckon we should be killing these dudes. Oh, and then they do a boom when they die, apparently. Who's the mods here? Because I feel somebody needs to be ready. I prefer completely bald men, but I can do with a receding hairline. If you are not a bot, by the way, press 1. I'm gonna go as far as to say you're an interesting enough character that I'll let you stick around, but at least press the number 1 to prove you're not a bot. Because you're all level of weird, but I'll go with it. I'll go with the flow. No, not you lot. Flipping hell. Everybody don't need to press 1. Thank you for proving you're not bots. Could I check Hillsbrad's zone map? For some weird reason, I see all sorts of quests on top of each other in that zone. Just want to see if it's just me. Hillsbrad. Yeah, give me a minute when I'm not in here. I'll have a look in a second.
Sizzle and pop! Light it up!
I take it you missed his upper offer. No, I didn't. I just chose not to read it out. I just chose not to read it out. I don't mind letting eccentric people be eccentric.
Sizzle and pop! Time to turn up the heat!
Oh god, get out of here. Ow, we're getting cooked. Oh, what shit? Literally the entire raid died. Oh god, I didn't think it was possible to die in here. Apparently it is. Whoops! Come on! Oh, Blood Death Knight! Blood Death Knights don't die ever. You can solo 100 million easy, right, surely. There's eccentric and there's just plain weird. It's all good. I work at a rehab, trust me, I know eccentric people. Maybe just start up a second stream for live Let's Plays. I've thought about it. I've thought about it. There's part of me that wants to keep the purity in Factorio. To like be like as much as I would happily make like Let's Plays and content and stuff for it. I have World of Warcraft for that, and I don't really feel I do a good enough job even in that sphere. There's kind of part of me that wants to keep the purity in Factorio of a game that I just enjoy, and that I don't ever look at it with a set of content creation eyes. Even streaming it is kind of like 50-50 for me. Right, everybody nuked. Beautiful stuff.
The lords of the Firelands cared little for the Dark Irons. They would torment any they could.
These constructs once protected the Isle, but this one's
That's why I say a
programming
second
has
stream,
been
don't care about the
damaged.
monies, ads, blah
It
blah
will
blah blah
not
blah.
distinguish
Well, when I'm
between
streaming I tend not to
friend
care too
and
much
foe.
about that either. But I still look at it with a set of content creation eyes. You're right though. Hillsbrad. Where in the world is Hillsbrad? Round here somewhere, right? One of these. Hillsbrad Foothills. Oh yeah. Why is it dumped? Why has it dumped all of my quests here? Complete 4 world quests in Suramar? What? What is this? Seems to be the new default location for quests that don't actually have a quest point, like BFA's emissaries. Oh yeah. Well, that's odd. Okay. Good find. Good spot.
These constructs once protected the Isle, but this one's programming has been damaged. It will not distinguish between friend and foe.
Right, this has got to give me some of these tokens, right? Surely. World boss has got to be a token-worthy activity. We need to queue for... oh, we can't because we're in a queue. We queue for Queen on LFR if that's 15. Oh my god, the lag. Oh my god, the lag. Theatre? What are we saying about theatre? We got theatre in 10 minutes. Is that a token-worthy activity? It must be, right?
Gracefully executed as always. I will see if this unit can be repaired. No sense in wasting a good tool, is there?
No, we're still on 35 tokens. Really? Okay, sure. Right, we need... Right, well, we need to head over to the event area anyway to complete this. We need to listen to some Law Walker Cho blah 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 for a while, don't we? Maybe these are activities that only give you tokens after your first 100, I don't know. Caverns of Time, where are you? Downstairs, maybe? Downstairs. Alrighty, right. What have we got going on over here then? What are you saying? Well, hang on, let's grab the dailies. Correctly answer some questions.
Okie dokie. Later.
Ta-da! Magic.
Get ready for the next mount.
Be seeing ya.
That'll do.
You are
Is this part of this?
welcome here.
This
Clear
must be part of
skies and
the
safe
secret
journeys.
quests. Near Leroy's Chicken.
Please be careful, friend.
Let's turn in some of these
I
crests
offer the
if we
mountain's
can.
finest.
Time raid finder ones. I've got 40 of these. Didn't I decide? Oh, I've got 76 of these. Didn't I decide I didn't really need these for anything other than Mog, maybe? But none of this is anything that's going to be useful to me. So maybe it's Mog only. Mog for a neck, okay. These are bind on pickup, so these are not transferable. I might be taking a while getting anything done in Factorio. Might be spending a bit too much just standing around. Researched up to 116 mining productivity, 23 lasers and 22 steel production. Do you just have the game running in the background 24 hours a day? You must have huge, great big... I suppose that's not a terrible idea. You tap a few big ore patches early game, and then you don't have to worry about base expansion ever, because you've just got more mining productivity than you know what to do with. Basically the way to hack unlimited ore resources.
You address the Queen Regent of the Dark
Oh, you shitting
Iron
me?
Clan.
Oh. Well, that's annoying. I didn't pick up the quest before I did the LFR. So I missed 3 tokens. I missed all...
You
Is
may
this
take your
retroactive? I bet it's not, is it?
Best
Damn,
mind
the
your
fact that I've
manners
already
in
done
the
it.
presence of a queen.
Okay, now.
We will survive. We always do.
Oh, I bet the same with flipping Chromie time.
I knew
Chromie's
we'd turn up
Codex.
eventually.
Oh, you were... flipping hell. Alright.
We'll meet again.
I did all of the stuff before I picked up all of the quests, and now I don't have them. Alright, I see. That's clearly my bad.
Choose wisely.
Yeah. Participate,
Farewell.
get tokens. Next event, story time. We need some story time action, don't we?
What can I do for you? See you later. Be careful.
Oh, this is the secret stuff, isn't it? Right, before we do that then, and take a quick break for 2 minutes, boys and girls. Entertain yourselves for a couple, and I'll be back in a minute.
Hail, honored guests and children of any age. A story awaits at the Storyteller's stage. So stop what you're doing and come if you're able to hear Lore Walker Cho spin us a fable.
Alrighty. Is it story time yet? Oh, it's not quite story time. Probably starts in a minute. Starts in under 5 minutes. We need to do some story time activities. Can we lurk here for a few minutes? Let's see what starts with this quest.
Whoa, what are you? Wanna fly kites later?
Hell no. Use the Idol of Anara to search for clues near the outhouses.
Next time, bring fish,
Oh!
please.
It's this thing again. Where are the outhouses? That looks like an outhouse, doesn't it? Pigeon power. Scanning, scanning. No? No dice? Any more outhouses? Mailboxes.
Prepare for a story journey with Lord Walker Cho at the Storyteller's stage.
Oh, we'll go do story time. We'll go do story time, we need that.
Well then, I hope I can do this tale justice. 1,000 years ago, the Night Elves
26
and
out
the
of
dragons
50.
fought against the Kiraji.
Did you not want the theatre
and
trip?
their old
Yeah,
god
everything's
master.
happening in one go. Events are like bosses,
But
apparently.
this evil could not be defeated, so the dragon sealed it away. The evil slumbered for a millennium, but instead,
I started on 35 and I'm still on
Horde and
35.
Alliance
Oh
had to
dear.
put aside their animosity to face this threat. Warriors of the Horde, make
Make
some
some noise.
Defenders of the Alliance, let me hear you.
I apologise. Half of you have probably seen all of these stories 12 times, but
Under the new banner
since they
of the might of
decided to
Galindor,
make Peanut Gallery
they prepared to
a component
break
of
the
getting
magic
the
that
mount,
contained
it's
the
got to be done.
Kiraji.
It's got to be done.
Great heroes gathered at the Scarab Wall. The time for battle drew near, looming over everyone like a cresting wave. When the Scarab gong rang, that wave came crashing down. Kiraji forces poured out of their prison, but
I want to do another
might
mount
of
off, actually.
Galindor
I think of
kept
all the
them
little events,
contained.
the most fun one is clearly the mount off. Has anybody seen any ridiculous mounts
To
pop
the
up on this?
fallen,
I've seen the
we
Spectral
salute
Tiger pop
you.
up on this, which I thought was a little bit touch cheeky, considering it's not been readily accessible for like literally ever.
Heroes fought their way into the temple, destroying its guardians one after another.
Was the originals quest a daily or a weekly? This is just an achievement. Achievement to kill them all. I'm tracking the achievement. Is there a quest for it? There might. In fact, you're right. There is actually a quest for it. It's tagged as repeatable, so I'd assume. I'd assume daily. The new Bruto. Yeah, that would definitely trigger people. Not seen the original Bruto though. Swift Zillion, Moonman's Head, Invincible. Okay.
Finally, in the heart of the temple, they faced the old god. What was the name again?
This is why the Traveler's Log stuff is so easy to just, like, accidentally do.
Right. Khatun.
The activities are
so
random enough
unspeakable
that
I forgot how
you kind
to
of
say
accidentally do them.
Show Khatun what we think of it. Get out of here, you giant creepy artichoke!
Throw apples! Spam apples!
The battle was
3
terrible,
points! 3
but
points!
Our champions
Oh,
prevailed.
ran out of apples.
This marked our first victory against the
Oh,
old
we got
gods.
loads of points out of those
No.
apples.
Not our last. Now, raise a glass with me. Honor the fallen, and never forget their sacrifice.
Cheers!
And let's hear it for the heroes of the Scarab Wall.
Woohoo! Clap it up, boys and girls, clap it up. Right, 36. I got 11 progress out of that. I'm gonna need a couple more Cho stories, and I think we should be good. Couple more Cho stories. We need to kill Kazakh, Azagos, and Dragon of the Nightmare. Fashion Frenzy is an event that I couldn't care less about. Okay. Need to flip in, complete that Chromie time thing again. Complete Chromie time again quickly. Queue me up. If we're queuing up for that, where do these go? I know there's an achievement for these. Didn't Bellula say just use the pet mirror and sit in the basket? I have no idea what that means. Absolutely no idea what that means. I'll trust you. I must admit, I don't watch most of Bellula's videos. I will watch the occasional one, but Conlight Summit. Andy whinges too much, so I stopped watching them. Yeah, see, my issue with Bellula's content is he's trying to both do the news, the WoW news, but he integrates the WoW news with far too many of his own opinions, and then structures based upon those opinions. Like, he either needs to do opinion pieces or do the news, or at least separate the two.
All our time misadventures sure have done a number on the poor thing. Here's the problem. There are warps in the Codex's simulation that are distorting what events actually took place. I can't say for sure what those distortions will look like or how to fix them.
This is kind of why I think Dan does a good job. Mr. GM does a reasonably good job, because he, you know, showcases to people what's new and what you can do with new things, and make sure you don't kind of miss out on things, especially upcoming features and functionality. But he doesn't too heavily push his own opinion of that, allowing you more so to, you know, take it for what it is and draw your own conclusion.
Scourge at Southwind Village? Nope, definitely not right. Defeating them should fix the Codex.
Pretends he's a total authority and a community spokesperson. Well, I mean, that's naturally happens, I think, when you've been around as long as Belial has. I mean, he's arguably now got... Would we go as far as to say probably one of the biggest YouTube World of Warcraft channels, if not the biggest World of Warcraft YouTube channel? So, in some regards, he kind of is authoritative just by proxy, but yeah, I do also believe that you kind of need to, you know, earn that status a little bit. Biggest appeal of Mr. JM is that he literally lives about 5 miles from me. Oh, okay. I like Dan. You'll often find me lurking in his stream in the background. And I even believe he lurks in here sometimes in the mornings if he's not doing his videos. Stopped watching him ages ago for many of the reasons already stated, plus the awful clickbait titles he tends to use. Belial seems to have reined it in with the clickbait, because I think he even realised that he was probably pushing that way too far. The problem with clickbait is you only need to piss people off with it once, and then they won't believe it. You know, it's the cry wolf situation, isn't it? Boy who cries wolf, you know, all of a sudden nobody believes anything he says, which is one of the fundamental problems with clickbait. You burn somebody with it once, that's it, done.
Distortions are bad enough, but now they're all floating. Perhaps if you jump through them, they might come back down. I'll give you a boost.
There's a... one thing up. Oh my gold. Too fast. It's kind of why I try my best to stay as far from clickbait as possible on my YouTube content. I do admit that I've clearly not put anywhere near as much focus or effort into the YouTube content as of the last few months, but under general circumstances I try and make sure that I steer clear of clickbait, because I will go as far as to maybe intrigue you about the full contents of a video, but I will at least, I try to keep all gold numbers out of my titles. That's a simple rule.
Another distortion corrected. Follow me and we'll head to the next one.
Because I've learned over the years that the audience for, like, WoW sort of goal making style stuff. What up, doggo? Is it that time of the day already? No, not really. I've learned over the years that there's not a big enough audience in the first place. That even if you clickbaited the shit out of a video and got everybody to click and watch your video, there's not enough. You're still not going to generate enough views for it to be worthwhile in the first place. There's barely a World of Warcraft related video that's going to get more than 100k views of any nature. The audience just isn't worth. There isn't millions of views worth of audience out there for World of Warcraft content, really. And so there's no point clickbaiting. There's none whatsoever. If there was tens of millions of potential views on the line, then sure, maybe, you know, embellish your titles and thumbnails a little bit to make each video more worthwhile. But like, clickbaiting for views is dumb when there isn't enough views going around to make it worth doing.
We're back to normal Karaji rituals, and they're not attacking us. Things look good here.
Does this count towards the celebrate good fun? It must do, surely.
That can't be good. That's Kel'Thuzad! There shouldn't be any liches in Silithus. If you defeat him, I'll fix this distortion.
Still seems to be plenty of people doing this event though. Is this one of the things that is repeatable once you've hit 100? Does that mean people are just spamming this for tokens? Because it's relatively mindless to do. Can you get... Do you have to be level 80 to do this? You don't either, do you? Maybe if you can spam this fast enough, it's not bad for experience either, maybe.
You always do. Or is this the first time? I can send you back to the caverns of time whenever you're ready.
Oh, the mogs as well. Yeah, you're right. Gives 2 tokens each after 100. That's probably enough to make people do it, isn't it?
I always have time for you. Until next time.
Timely tourist gloves. Okay. Oh, that actually completed our celebrate good fun. They've made this much easier, haven't they? They've made this much easier to get. I remember the first day doing this. It was an absolute slog to fill that
Your
bar.
gold is welcome here. Time is of the essence.
Okay, it seems to. Seems to be since they've rebalanced some of this. It seems to be less gross. Definitely less gross. Which of the rares do I need to kill? Kazakh, Azagos, Dragon of the Nightmare. What about the big dudes? Does killing the big dudes give any juice since we're here? Since they're spawned? Can we get a group for Doomwalker? Doesn't look like anybody really cares to kill these guys. Grand Black War Mammoth. What mount is that? Grand Black War Mammoth. Old school Vault of Archivon. Vault of Archivon. Quite cool, yeah. Oh shit. Nuke his ass. That since raided it weekly. That was Wrath, wasn't it? Wasn't that the two boss raid in Wrath? Was it 2 or 3 boss raid? I can't remember.
System failure.
Down he goes. Never lucky. Who, what, where next? Shah? Let's go kill Shah.
Yes, yes! Bring your rage to bear! Try to strike me down!
Oh my god, frame rate struggling. In fact, it's not even my frame rate. I mean, it must just be pure server lag. Although my frame rate is still only like 40 FPS.
Feed me with your anger!
Oh, anything under 60 FPS just looks like a slideshow these days. Isn't most console gaming like 30 FPS? Like, I'm contemplating buying a PS5 because Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out next year and I'm going to need a PlayStation 5. Because I'm not playing the game just because I don't own a console. But if most console gaming is at 30 FPS, I don't know how people do it.
Let's make sweet, sweet profit together.
The 5 Pro. Well, probably, yeah. I mean, it seems, if you're going to buy a console, it seems odd, almost pointless not to buy the latest, greatest one, right? Didn't that thing come out next week? I seem to remember it coming out in November at some point. Exo with the Prime, thank you very much, I do appreciate it. Welcome in today. Stable 25 FPS looks a lot better than a variable 20 to 200 FPS. Well, that's probably true. Doggo, what's up? What are you bagging for? It's not walk time yet. Not even close. Dog's lost her mind. Is my pet dead? Oh, I've got pet taunt on, that's probably why. Whoops. What's up? Come here. Come here. Oh, you are getting old, aren't you, doggo? I don't know if you can, well, she's lurking, like, she's here. You probably can't quite see her on the camera. She has, She has an aversion to the slippy floors. She sat on the rug and she won't come off the rug. She's getting old. Dog, you're gonna get the RSPCA set on me. What's up? Consoles have the advantage that the devs know exactly what hardware they're working with, so it's easier to engineer for the lowest possible frame rate they should expect to get. Yeah, this is what I've always thought about consoles, that the straightforward nature of them is what is half of the appeal. Right, I don't think we got anything off those dudes. I don't think we got a bean off those fellas. I think I need to figure this out in a little bit more detail. Story time's next as well. Oh, in under 15 minutes. I don't really want to wait around.
Of any age. A story awaits at the Storyteller's stage. So stop what you're doing and come if you're able to hear Lore Walker Cho spin us a fable.
Need more time walking dungeons. I can go complete some more time walking. It seems really pointless doing time walking dungeons on my level 80 character though. It's like, why would I bother doing that when I can do it on low level characters and gain levels at the same time? Maybe I need to look into exactly what we need to do to get these 100 tokens a bit more effectively. I did most of the stuff on the first week and got like 20-25 tokens, so I can't quite figure out why seemingly I'm getting so few from doing these events now. It's probably the fact that a lot of the stuff I did was one-time only stuff. Now the repeatable stuff is not quite as lucrative, I would guess. I had a week or what? Displaced scarab gone. Okay. One of the things they talk about in the Deus Ex director's cut with commentary. Why are you in a narrow hallway with 2 doors? It's actually an invisible loading screen so that we can offload old assets and load new ones. Keep the memory footprint in range for console. Yeah, loading screens are clever. There's lots of clever ways to do loading screens without actually presenting you with a loading screen. Anytime the camera like zooms in deliberately to show you only very specific things on screen, it means they can be loading other things in the background. It's quite clever. I think I need to go take my dog for a walk though. She seems to be complaining she might need to go out. So I think I'm going to call it here for today, boys and girls. We'll get back into World of Warcraft slowly but surely. I didn't play much WoW last week, and apparently you take a week off playing WoW and you seem to forget everything you were doing. I'll have a little bit of a look into this, get the token collector stuff done and dusted out of the way, or I might potentially just ignore all of this because none of it is overly thrilling, is it? I literally have not been grabbed by the immersion of this 20th anniversary event. I was a bit negative. I thought I was a bit negative on it when it first came out, and that was because I was desperate to go play Factorio. Turns out there's just not much to it either way, is there? But anyway, see you in space. Yeah, maybe a little bit of Factorio, who knows? Who knows? I am, like I said, I am still kind of half tempted to just entirely keep that as an offline personal thing. I've not decided. But anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll probably need to do a lot more profession related stuff before the end of the week tomorrow either way. as Wednesday will be reset day for us. I think we've got concentration to burn tomorrow, which we may not necessarily sell all of the stuff we craft tomorrow. Yeah, we'll definitely need to burn some concentration tomorrow. We will probably save a bunch of it, sell it on Wednesday instead. There's the opportunity for a little bit more gold on a Wednesday. But anyway, have yourselves a good day, boys and girls. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yeah, have a good one. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.